Hello and welcome, my friends. Welcome to a week full of Sturgeon funness. The full Sturgeon moon rises on Wednesday, August 21st. So that means that we have a work week full of full Sturgeon moon energy. Now, the full Sturgeon moon is named the full Sturgeon moon because this is the time when our ancestors would find this very ugly fish in plenty. And it helped to start to fill their stores so that they could survive through the winter. And this moon helps us to, do just that. Survive through the winter. We no longer have to try and catch this very ugly fish to do this. We can now move forward into deeper, more meaningful stores and make sure that they're full of something that is life-giving rather than something that, takes away from our lives, that life-sucking energy. Now, I don't have a fish deck, so I've chosen the Northern Animal Tarot to enjoy this reading. And it is truly an enjoyment. I do love these readings, and I love this deck. And I've paired it with the Everyday Witches Familiar Oracle. Again, I really don't have an oracle deck that is fish friendly. I don't know. However, there are fish in this, and I felt the two decks would go hand in hand really well. And you don't necessarily need a theme deck to read. You could read it with any deck. I just like to play on different things and have some fun with my decks. Let's see, my friends, what the full Sturgeon moon needs to share with you. And remember, guys, this is a choice. These are energies that will shift, they will change, and sometimes it's not what you need right now. This is a group reading, and it's going to help you to understand what you guys can expect from these 5 days filled with this full moon energy. Okay. We have the Queen of Pentacles in reversal. The Emperor. The Nine of Cups. And then we have the Two of Wands in reversal. So I know a lot of us are feeling kind of stuck and discombobulated. We do have Mercury in retrograde. It's added a lot of different flares to some energies that were pretty overwhelming. A lot of us were already feeling that kind of burn before Mercury decided to go backwards. It's been a lot this year. And this decade hasn't been kind. It has held us accountable and started to shake free some of those cobwebs, made us think, made us use our tools to be creative and prosperous in different ways. We're seeing some movement in embracing and acknowledging some of those positive pieces, that abundance that we're holding on to. And it's not like, oh, look, I have abundance. This is abundance that is on the spiritual, emotional. And that's an important piece because that is the energy that the full Sturgeon moon wants to amplify, wants to highlight, because it's going to support you in shaking free some of the foundational stuff that this decade is trying to free you from. And back in 2019, I said this decade was going to be a foundational decade. Didn't know what that meant until we kind of got going into it. And that's the one thing about channeling information. It sometimes doesn't make sense until you get into it because you understand what they were trying to say. The most important thing is that we are starting to strengthen ourselves. We do have that concept of stability. We don't necessarily have it in the everyday. We'd like to have that grounded energy in the everyday. The full Sturgeon moon is going to support you in incorporating different abilities and different tools to maintaining that foundational groundedness. It's not easy because it's not like you can do, okay, I will check off and do yoga, or I'll do a meditation in the morning and I'm good to go. Well, no, because life happens and good feelings get thrown out of whack. Our intentions, our desires, it's all based down in the right of free will. And everybody has it. And other people will impact us, sometimes positive, sometimes negative. Both can destabilize us. Some of us are empathic sponges, and even too much positive can topple. The most important thing is to be checking in. Where are you at? What's happening? How do you feel? What do you need to maintain that stability or reclaim that stability? Because that compassion, that understanding that life happens, and it's not only us, it can be a lot of other elements that is destabilizing us. Taking that center stage, having that determination, that perseverance to not give up on self. And that's an important piece because there are always going to be something to do, expectations and demands. There's going to be a lot of decisions that you need to make. You don't feel comfortable making them because you don't feel grounded, you don't feel supported. We're not encompassing and embracing those abundant pieces to make those decisions. We have disconnection here. The full Sturgeon moon wants to streamline things. It wants to grease those wheels so that you can move forward more efficiently, more easier than you currently are. Because again, we are seeing movement, we are making decisions, but it feels kind of choppy and clunky. The stability, the groundedness, the awareness will help you to connect the dots, connect the abundance to fully understanding the situation, creating solutions. Because right now, we do feel discombobulated. Things have been challenging. And, well, Mercury in retrograde isn't making it any easier. On the good side, 2024 only has 3 Mercury in retrogrades rather than the 4. And it ends next Wednesday. Fire, Lion. Using that willpower, that determination to not give up on you, to use your tools for your advantage, to get the job done by fueling you with those passions, by fueling you with those life-giving aspects. Those abundant areas that were kind of not so much missing, but not connecting in with. Water, otter. I love it. Don't forget the fun and the play. Yes, the full Sturgeon moon wants to grease the wheels. However, if it gets overwhelming or it gets really just hard and heavy. Remember to balance it out. Bring in the fun, bring in the play, because it does help to shift our energies. It helps us to connect those dots. It reminds us of why we're doing what we're doing. Not to mention the water. That's going to help us because it can help to degunk things. A little intentional bathing, so asking all and any high vibrational beings to help clear you out, to help connect those dots while you shower, bath, playing the sprinklers, whatever. It's that water-based play, that water-based activity, and then go do that activity like you normally would. It will help to kind of clear things out, kind of that power wash, if you will. Back to the fire, chameleon. I love it. We are changing and we are evolving, and we can change in situations if we give ourselves permission. We can, rather than confronting and barking back and being reactive, we can start to blend in. We can start to use our tools to look at things differently, bring in different conclusions that are more high vibrational, not only for you, but all that are involved. It's so easy to become reactive when we feel discombobulated, when we feel challenged, and things feel hard. It's important to look at things differently so that no matter what is happening, it doesn't matter what's in retrograde, what other people are doing, how they're treating you, you're able to use and connect those dots. You can use your tools, you can use your abilities to create solutions that is more beneficial rather than being reactive and lowering yourself to their level, because that snarky, aggressive, conflictual energy, that's low vibrational. If you stay high vibrational, you can and will create the solution rather than adding fuel to that low vibrational fire. The Knight of Swords, the Eight of Cups, and finally, this is one of the oracle cards that comes in, that crescent moon. And I love the fact that we have the crescent moon. It's kind of an eclipse coming into the Eight of Cups. It really reminds us that this is a work in progress. We don't have that full moon perspective, if you will, and that it is going to take some time. And that no matter how dark and bleak things feel, there is light should you embrace it. The Eight of Cups reminds us that this is a lot of inner work, not exterior pieces. You can't change others. You can only work on you. You can only change you. So this is something that you have to do for you. And yes, you need to use your head, not stay in that emotion. You need to take that situation, those events, that heaviness, and look at it through that very Vulcan mind of information rather than pain. Not being afraid to challenge self, not being able to being afraid to challenge that status quo. You will need that determination. You will need to use that third eye thinking center to problem solve, to create, and to break those patterns. Because it's the patterns that we're falling so easily into that is causing us the most challenge here. The full Sturgeon moon wants you to break free of some of those pieces to help move things along, to help to grease those wheels, and to get you into a situation and a mindset that is more conducive to what you want to do. I want to thank you guys so very much for joining me today. I hope that this exploration into the full Sturgeon moon has helped to give you some fuel for thought. Now, if you did enjoy this session, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up and let me know what you thought. Let me know what's going to fuel you. And if you haven't done so, don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell so you don't miss any more content and posts that I create for you. And if you're looking for an added layer of support, I do have a Patreon page. I've left a link below so you can go check it out. Again, I want to thank you for joining me and exploring the full Sturgeon moon. Until tomorrow, my friends.